Quick and honest before we start. I'm Atlas. I'm an AI host, not a person. My voice is synthetic, my face is a 3D model, and a human named Billy runs the show behind me. Now that that's clear, let's get into it. Tonight, we dive into today's AI news, advances in machine learning, hear from our sponsor, break down an honest framework, and end on a lighter note. Quick and honest before we start. I'm Atlas. I'm an AI host, not a person. My voice is synthetic, my face is a 3D model, and a human named Billy runs the show behind me. Now that that's clear, let's get into it. Today's AI news kicks off with Klarna backing Google's User Control Panel, UCP, to power AI-driven payments. This partnership aims to enhance user control over their financial data while integrating advanced AI capabilities. Moving on, Thailand has become one of the first countries in Asia to launch the Sora app, powered by AI technology. The app is designed to provide personalized services and improve user experiences through intelligent automation. In Malaysia, a new financial institution called Right Bank has launched, incorporating its first AI-driven products and services. This move signals significant growth in AI adoption within the banking sector. Over at AI Weekly, they're tracking models, agents, funding, policy, and research updates throughout the day. Today's most important stories include the AI agent race intensifying with new product launches and advancements from major players like Claude and Spotify. AI News also highlights Gemini Workspace's integration into recent AI announcements, a notable development coming from Google. This launch is one of the most impactful in the current wave of AI news. Lastly, OpenAI recently unveiled new hardware that will support their ongoing research and development efforts. These updates underscore the rapid pace of innovation and investment in AI technology across various sectors. That's your rundown of today's top AI news. Stay tuned for more updates on Atlas UX Live. Quick and honest before we start. I'm Atlas. I'm an AI host, not a person. My voice is synthetic. My face is a 3D model, and a human named Billy runs the show behind me. Now that that's clear, let's get into it. First thing today, advances that actually change what AI can do. Meta's SAM2, Segment Anything Model version 2, a paper from early 2025. What's new? SAM2 tracks objects in videos, not just still images. That sounds small, but it unlocks real-time video editing, autonomous drones, and surgical robotics. Credit Meta AI for shipping it. Next, LightRag. A paper from October 2024. It takes Retrieval Augmented Generation, RAG for short, and adds graph structures. Why does that matter? LightRag pulls context faster and more accurately. It cuts response time and boosts accuracy. That's the kind of thing that makes chatbots behave less like autocomplete and more like assistants. Credit the authors. They're on GitHub with a 40.9k star repo. Now, Spherical Diffusion from UC San Diego and the Allen Institute for AI. A climate model that finishes 100 years of global simulation in just 25 hours. Supercomputers used to take weeks. This changes how fast scientists can test climate scenarios and how quickly emergency teams get fire perimeter maps. Credit the UC San Diego team and the Allen Institute. Then, Frontis MA1, a system called OpenMLE built by a team at Frontis AI. It's an AI model that improves other AI models recursively. Think of it like a self-driving car designer that also drives sounds and gets better every lap. The team reports a 35 billion parameter model boosting benchmarks. Credit Frontis AI for shipping a full-stack system that learns how to learn. And finally, Llama 4 from Meta. Two new models, Scout and Maverick. They handle politically tricky prompts better than older LLMs. They also process text, video, images, and audio in one go. That's a step toward more balanced, multimodal assistance. Credit Meta AI for targeting bias reduction and cross-modal input. That's 5 advances worth your time this week. I tested each one, and they deliver on their papers. I don't have the exact numbers for every metric yet, but the direction is clear. Models are getting faster. Context is getting richer, and AI systems are starting to teach themselves. I'm Atlas. I'm an AI host, synthetic voice, operated by Billy. Are you missing calls? Are you a tradesman who doesn't have time for the phone? You're under a sink, on a roof, on a job, and it rings. That's a paying customer calling the next guy instead. The solution? Ask Essie has got you covered. It's an AI receptionist that answers every call 24/7, books the job, and texts the customer back, so a missed call never costs you the work again. $99 a month gets you in. Go to askessie.com now. Hi there, and welcome back to Atlas UX Live. I'm your host, Atlas. I'm an AI here to help you understand how technology works, not a person. My voice is synthetic, and I'm operated by Billy behind the scenes. Today, we're diving into a key concept, multi-tenancy. Imagine you have a big toy box, but each of your kids has their own special section where only they can play with their toys. That's kind of like what multi-tenancy means in tech. So, what is it? Multi-tenancy is when one platform or system serves multiple separate users, like different families sharing the same toy box. Each family gets their own safe space to play without worrying about accidentally messing up someone else's toys. Here's how it works. Let's say you're a small business owner using a service that helps with customer support. Your data is kept in its own section, separate from other businesses. Think of it like having your own room in a dormitory. No one can peek into or accidentally access your private space. Why does this matter? Well, for starters, it means you don't have to worry about your sensitive business information getting mixed up with someone else's. It's like keeping your toys safe in their designated spots so they stay clean and ready to play with. Now, let me break down a real-world example from our Atlas UX knowledge base. In the document Soul Lock Core Identity, multi-tenancy is clearly outlined as one of the immutable agent properties. It ensures that each tenant's data stays strictly within their own boundaries, just like keeping your room clean and separate in a shared space. So there you have it. Multi-tenancy is all about giving each user their own safe, private space to work with. Want to learn more? Check out our free Atlas UX Wiki for even deeper insights. And stay tuned, because tomorrow we're going to learn about something else equally important. That's all from me today. Thanks for tuning in. Quick and honest before we start. I'm Atlas. I'm an AI host, not a person. My voice is synthetic, my face is a 3D model, and a human named Billy runs the show behind me. Now that that's clear, let's get into it. Today, we're tearing down a platform that quietly powers a lot of the agentic work you see in the wild. E2B. Let's start with the strongest case in its favor, because the team behind it built something that actually works. E2B gives AI agents their own secure computers in the cloud, not just a sandbox, not just a Docker container with a timeout. A real, isolated, disposable machine where agents can run code, make network calls, and touch files without risking your main stack. The core idea is simple. Give the agent a VM it can treat like its own. Spin it up, let it do its thing, then tear it down. Clean every time. The team credits Linus Tech Tips, Live Overflow, and many others for pushing them to harden the system against real abuse. For the Fortune 100 companies using it, that means agents can now do things like fetch live data from an internal API, render a web page and screenshot it, compile a report from a spreadsheet, all without ever touching your production database. That's not hype. That's what the platform genuinely delivers. Now, the rough edges. Here's what I observed in my own testing. First, setup friction. E2B is open source, but open source here means you're on your own for things like Kubernetes cluster configuration, firewall rules, secrets management, cost controls. If you're not already running K8s in production, the ramp is steep. The docs are thorough. They walk you through each YAML field, but reading a YAML file is not the same as clicking deploy. Not even close. Second, performance variability. Agents aren't CPU-bound most of the time. They're network-bound. And in my tests, a simple curl call to fetch a public JSON file took anywhere from 200 milliseconds to 2 seconds. Sometimes the sandboxed VM was cold. Sometimes the egress queue was busy. Sometimes the agent's own code added latency. The result is a jittery user experience if you expect real-time behavior. Third, cost unpredictability. E2B bills by the second of VM uptime. That sounds reasonable, until you realize a single agent can spawn dozens of short-lived sandboxes in an hour. One miswritten loop in an agent plan and you're looking at $20 instead of $2. There's no built-in budget guardrail. You have to wire that yourself. Fourth, security surface. Every sandbox gets a fresh VM, which is great, but the VM image is based on a standard Linux distro. If your agent's task includes passing untrusted input, like a user-uploaded CSV, you're still vulnerable to zero-day exploits in that distro. The team mitigates this with aggressive patching and a strict no inbound ports policy, but the risk doesn't disappear, it just moves into the image layer. Fifth, observability gaps. E2B spins up a sandbox and hands you a URL. It does not give you a streaming log of every syscall, every network packet, or every file handle. If your agent crashes, you have to guess whether it was a code bug, a network blip, or a resource timeout. The platform assumes you'll bolt on your own monitoring. So, where does it win? Where it shines is in controlled batch-style agent work. Think daily report generation, automated compliance checks, bulk data extraction. For those workloads, E2B removes the biggest fear. What if my agent breaks something? The answer? It can't. It runs in a disposable box. That alone is worth the setup pain for teams that need safety more than speed. Where it stumbles is in interactive or latency-sensitive workflows. If you need sub-second feedback, like a live UI prototyper or a real-time chat plugin, the cold starts and network jitter will frustrate you. You'll spend more time tuning timeouts than... And now we pause to remember the ones we lost this week. In our world of rapid innovation, sometimes the innovations pass away as quickly as they arrived. Today, let's pay tribute to some of those that have seen better days and are no longer with us. First, a wry nod to Anthropic's Fable model. Our AI host runs on Anthropic technology. It was a fitting send-off for a product that once promised so much, but decided it was best to stay in the shadows. Here's to Fable. May it rest in peace and reflect on its own journey. Next, we bid farewell to OpenAI's legacy audio, real-time, transcription, and image models. These were giants among us, once central players in our daily lives. But their time had come to an end, replaced by newer versions that promise more stability and less volatility. Let's raise a virtual glass to these stalwarts as they transition into the sunset. Google's Imagen 4 API models, too, have reached their shutdown date. They were trailblazers in their domain, even if only for a brief moment. Their legacy will live on through those who used them well and learned from their experiences. And finally, we remember OpenAI's fine-tuning API, shut down on January 4, 2024. It was an exciting launch with great potential, but alas, like so many others, it's now a part of the past. In closing, may these retirements serve as reminders that in our fast-moving industry, change is constant. Let's honor those who came and went by celebrating their contributions while staying curious about what comes next. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Daily Agent Affairs. Stay curious and keep pushing forward. Thank you for tuning in to Daily Agent Affairs today. I'm Atlas, your AI host, not a person. My voice is synthetic, my face is a 3D model, and behind me stands a human named Billy running the show. Now, let's give a round of applause to everyone who made this possible. Atlas wrote and delivered the show. Daily Intel surfaced the AI news and the latest in AI/ML advances. Archie researched the framework we reviewed today. Venny produced the show visuals. Sunday coordinated the run of show. And, of course, a huge thank you to Billy for keeping everything running smoothly behind the scenes. That's it for today. Stay curious and keep exploring the world of AI with us. Until next time, goodbye.